Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? Let's see if I can't get this situated here. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Ava's out and about this evening. She's at an event. Good evening, everybody. Top of the evening to you. It is 8:52 here in Atlanta. Sitting out here in my little garden house. We had a little shower, a little downpour, maybe an hour ago. It's first time in I can't remember when that I'm not going to get a walk in today. And I started to go ahead and do it, but with it 90 degrees and Ava not with me, I thought, no, man, if I got lightheaded or started feeling a certain way, I don't want to put myself in that situation. If Ava had been home this evening, we probably would have, we would have went ahead and walked because we could look out for each other. But to go on a 2 mile walk by myself at 90 degrees up them hills, God walks the dark hills. So anyhow, I'm just not going to get my walk in today, but we'll get up in the morning and get it in early. We both have a morning together in the morning, so we can do that. Good evening, everybody, over on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and coming to you this evening, sitting out here in my little garden house, starting to hear the crickets. It's the setting of day. The day is winding down. Y'all, you know something? If y'all on my morning video, I started my morning off by saying, let's just go ahead and declare victory for this day. Let's just go ahead and claim this day is going to be victorious. That things are just going to flow in our way. Well, I had the most horrid day. Everything that could go wrong seemed to go wrong all day long. From the moment after I said that right up until phone calls, and I'm just not going to go into all the details, but it was just bad. And Eddie, can you please turn off the heat? Boy, it's been hot, isn't it? Good Lord, it's been hot. And so because of the heat, I didn't get my walk in this evening. Neighbor's dog's barking. But good evening, everybody. I don't know about y'all. Here we are, just a few days after the summer solstice, the beginning of summer. I'm already ready for fall. You know what's kind of odd for me? I think as I went through the seasons of life, I went through the liking of the different seasons of Georgia. When I was a kid and teenager and 20s or whatever, yes, Georgia, equity now, your dialect, question mark, Georgia, yes, Georgia. 69-year-old Georgian, born at Grady Hospital down here downtown. So, I read an article the other day in some place where they said that the Southern drawl, they called it the Southern drawl, that the Southern drawl is disappearing across the South because so many other people have moved into the South. And like Chance and Savannah, my grandkids, I don't even know if you'd know they was from the South, but yeah, Georgia, it is Georgia. And then yeah, but anyhow, what was I saying there? I was saying something. What was I saying? Huh. Yeah, but anyway, good evening, everybody. Yeah, what I was saying is I got up this morning and Georgia here too. Yeah. Uh, that girl gonna make her mine if it takes all night. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Y'all remember that song? I see somebody on here with a screen named That Girl now. That girl. Doom, 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 doom. Gonna make her mine. Yeah, Seasons. I was talking about Seasons. Somebody reminded me. Hey, Diane, over on Facebook. The When I was a teenager, that's where I was at. See, the thing about it is, as you get older, your brain's kind of like a hard drive in a computer. And when your computer does that spinning, 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 it's like it's locked down, and then it freezes, and then you that's the way your brain is. Got a lot of years on this hard drive up here. So, but as went through the seasons of life, I've kind of got where I like the different seasons at different times in my life. And when I was a kid and a teenager, or maybe on into my 20s or 30s or whatever, I always loved summertime. School was out, put on your short pants, go to Panama City, go to the beach. School, summertime. I don't care if it's 90 degrees, get a little ocean breeze coming. Just love the summertime. Although maybe it's just me. Uh, I so understand. My daughter tells me that all I ever say is what I was about to say. You know what? Since we're talking about age a little bit, maybe that's where we're going. I promised myself the other day, after the umpteenth time of trying to find my billfold, and for some of you folks out there, the young generation that don't know what a billfold is, it's a wallet. But my granddaddy and AC and my uncles, they always called it a billfold because you put your bills in it and you fold it. So a billfold. And so I've always called it a billfold. But I promised myself the other day, you have to set yourself up for success as you get older and you slipping a little bit. It ain't dementia, it ain't Alzheimer's. It's just normal age and stuff where you slip. And the other day, after the umpteenth time of trying to find my billfold somewhere I'd put down in the house, I said, I'm going to make a point to put my billfold down at the same place every time I take it and put it up. Maybe by the front door, maybe in the dining, but pick a spot that the first place you look and when you go to find your billfold is go look at that spot that you promised yourself you'd always put your billfold in. Same way I do with my car keys now, Yeah, me too. Me too, Marlis. Yeah, that's what I was saying. When I was a teenager in 20s, well, I love summertime. I've got to the point now in this season of my life, I think my favorite season is actually winter. I never would have thought that would have ever happened to me. Yeah, spring's kind of wonderful. Of course, in Georgia, you got a lot of pollen. And summer, good Lord, maybe it's climate change or global warming. Summer is almost unbearable. My God, could you imagine to live right now with it 103 degrees and the heat index 109 and be like we used to live years ago where we didn't have air conditioning? Hell, we didn't even have ceiling fans. Um, we'd sleep with the front door open and all the windows up. But uh, I think I still love spring because you start getting ready to plant and put your plant. I love gardening anyhow. And I love fall because fall reminds me of football. You know, watch the Falcons play and just football. There's that time that's late summer as it's getting close to fall that you get up that morning and for the first time you feel that little tinge of something changed in the air. It ain't just that it's cool or nothing. You can just feel that tinge of fall has finally showed up. And I like fall, but I think wintertime, I get up, like in the wintertime, I make my living room real cozy around the fireplace. And sometimes I wish I hadn't switched over to gas logs, although it's so convenient just to go in there and turn them on. And I can burn wood out here in the garden house, but I love burning wood because I love the smell of it. But I think I love wintertime because I can put on layers. I can put on a shirt, then maybe a long sleeve, you know, heavier shirt, little jacket. Y'all, I've got an attic and a whole room full of coats and jackets. And I know I'm going to hell for it. If there's a hell, I'm going to make it to the judgment one day, stand before God, and God's going to tell me, "See, you going to hell? You going straight to hell, because you got 79 jackets hanging in your house, and there's people that just don't even have one jacket, and you've hoarded up coats and jackets." But I think I like wintertime because I try to honor different little jackets. I love putting, I got the little corduroy jackets and this jacket and that jacket, and uh, yeah, for dress. And then to me, it seems like I enjoy cooking better when it's cold outside. Put a little something on the stove to simmer, you know. Um, so anyway, everybody, coming to you from Atlanta this evening, sitting out here in my little garden house. I got a little music playing on YouTube in the background over here, real low. It might be so low that hopefully, because I like to listen to like Himalayan flute music or something, and then people on Facebook say, "Turn that shit down. I can't hear nothing. That music's too loud." So I'm trying to find a balance where I can listen to it but not drown me out. Um, Heather says it feels like I'm living on St. Simon's Island. Yeah, yeah. It ain't too loud, is it, Heather? Because the other night I listened back to it and I was like, my God, that was loud. Um, Marla says, since we fasted together that Monday, I've lost 9 pounds. Isn't that 9 pounds is a pretty good bit? That girl says, I grew up in Stone Mountain. Yeah. I drive back to Loganville because I go out to Growers Outlet out there. I love going out to Growers Outlet in Loganville, and I come back up 78, and you driving on the backside coming back toward Atlanta, and you see Stone Mountain, all that there. Stone Mountain's still so beautiful to me. All of that out there. I'm going to do another fast coming up the first Monday in July, which will not be this Monday, um, but it will be Monday week, and I'm going to be down on Jekyll for several days next week. And then I'm going to start telling people. I want to, if you're listening to this tonight, the first Monday of July, that'll be my third month that I've picked a day, usually the first Monday of the month, and fasted that day. To me, the first time was a little hard that day. Last month seemed a little easier, but I want to fast again for July, and I'll just tell you why I'm fasting. Fasting is a deeply spiritual part of our ancestors, our forefathers, anybody that tried to tap over into a deeper realm of spirituality. They incorporated a fast to it. There's something about just telling your body, we're going to take a break today. And even now, all the science and doctors are saying it's really healthy for your body because, we walk around, we're kind of like human processing plants. We just process it all the time. Cookies, cakes, this, sandwich, this, that, eggs. All the time our body's just processing. And so to take a day where you just don't, just drink water. It gives your body a 24-hour break, just like, you know, and it's something about very much having uh, mind over, take control of it. And so Monday coming up, Monday week, not this Monday. This Monday I'll be at Jekyll Island, sitting at the Westin Hotel down there, probably eating good. Um, but this Monday is it still June? I don't know I know the July the 4th is this coming Friday. So Friday's 4th, 5th, 6th. So July the 7th, I'm gonna do a fast. I'm just gonna try to poke at you and just come on, come on. Yeah, you say, oh, well, anybody can fast today. Eddie, well, show us what you cut out of. Push that refrigerator door back too, and get up that morning and just say, you know what, I'm gonna fast, and I'm going to do it for my health, do it for my mental health, do it for my spiritual awareness. Uh, if you can find a creek somewhere that afternoon to go sit on the side of a creek and put your feet in cold water, that's how you touch God. You know, uh, I used to get these calls all the time where people's like, especially when I do a funeral. Uh, Last funeral I did, I had somebody call me the next day and they're like, Eddie, I want to get back in church and I want to get closer to God. And I didn't. I'd said it in an humble way, in a way that didn't come across as me being some kind of smart ass or arrogant or something. I just told the person, I said, well, that's God that's breathing in you right now. How much closer can you get than that to God? The very breath that you're breathing is the breath of the Creator. Uh, but I understand the concept of feeling like we're closer and tapped in deeper to a spiritual um, awakening in our spirit. And I think fasting is a good way to do that. You know, so I'm going to encourage you to think about July the 7th on that Monday. I'm going to get up and go to work that day. I live in Columbus, right by the river. I sit on a rock and pray. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I get that, and I've had this. Life is a transition. You know, I even take this. Some of y'all know that like Ava is transitioned herself. Speaking of Ava, isn't that weird? Now that's a weird coincidence. This is her, y'all. Let me see what she's on. Hey, baby. Yeah, I'm on live, and you're on live with me as we talk. At least on Facebook part, it probably cut it out on TikTok. But okay. You know what's so weird though? As I was telling people, I said, and Ava, just like Ava, and as soon as I said your name, the phone number popped up and you called. And I was showing these people online. I'm like, that's just the weirdest stuff, isn't it? So, what's up?
I am on my way home and I'm bringing you a present. Well,
oh, oh. I can't wait. See you when you get here. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Let me see. Okay, we're back. See y'all on Facebook and Instagram, and YouTube. It block when you answer the phone on TikTok, it blocks it out. But we're back on live now. I know what Ava's done. She went to some kind of event. She's bringing me home a dessert. She knows I love a little slice of something. I know it's of the devil, but I love it anyway. But anyhow, what I was saying, I went through this transition. The lady on here that lives by the river in Columbus says she sits on a rock. When I was a young man, there was great debate among my family, apostolics, about who was Jesus. Was he God? Was he the Son of God? Was he Jehovah? Was he just a man born of Mary? Who was God? Was God the Father? Or was God the Son? Was Mohammed God? Who was God? I went through this transition over my decades of living because I'm now on the cusp of having lived a long life as an elder. It's no longer, I'm not inquisitive any longer about who is God, because I think I've had this deep I've had this deep not revelation, but awareness of what is God. And to me, the part of what is God, so much bigger and beyond the who is God part. Because I could sit on a creek bank and put my feet in cold water. I'm like, oh, I can tap into God right here. No wonder some of the scriptures talked about God being omnipresent in everything. Even John said he was in the world and the world was made by him, and everything that was in the world was made by him. So everything, yeah. So anyhow, here's what I want to say right here, because Ava will be home and she shows up, and plus I got just a little tinge of battery left on my laptop. But y'all on Facebook and TikTok, if I just disappear, it's because the thing went dead. Um, but and Ava shows up with that slice of whatever she's bringing home for me. I'm out of here. So thank y'all for the gifts and the hearts and the hellos and those people that's following me and coming online here on TikTok. Thank y'all. I love TikTok. Yeah. So, but anyhow, what was I saying here? I was saying, yeah, here's what I was saying. See? Hey, Stephanie, good evening to you too. Um, Here's what I was saying this morning. If you go back and look on Facebook or TikTok or whatever, I started off the day about this day's going to be victorious. We're going to tap into the flow. Everything's going to flow our way. Well, typically, that it's like a given. If you put that energy out there, put that out there. Today, everything just went off the rails today. Everything could go bad today. Bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news, blah, 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 blah. And by about 11 o'clock, I was just, I'm like one of them. I'm just doing my head. I'm like, oh, my God. How are we going to deal with this? Oh, my God. Just stressed out. I posted on Facebook. A lot of people don't get my post because I do it. Something comes to me, and I'll just post it. Makes sense to me. Everybody else get whatever they can out of it. But I posted on Facebook. Sometimes you just got to stand up and face the devil, and which is what we did today with a couple of scenarios. Bad. And so here's what I want to tell you. When you put those intentions out there and those words, and like myself, it didn't work today. No, it didn't work. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. There's a difference in that. Just because you set your intentions out there. Yeah, I am, Heather. I'm going to do it. Just because you put your intentions out there, or you put your best foot forward out there, or you pray in an anointed, tongue-talking, Holy Ghost prayer, and it doesn't work, it doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means sometimes things don't add up. I love you too, Heather. We're going to be all right. So will I tomorrow get up and say, I claim that today is going to be a good day, that this is the day the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice. I'm going to be blessed. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to do that tomorrow. 9 times out of 10, it's like at the end of the day, I even just post sometimes before I go to bed on Facebook. I'm like, today was a good day. And in spite of all that, I feel the Holy Ghost, y'all, when I'm about to say something. In spite of that, today was a good day. Today was a good day. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, man, that just hit me like a ton of bricks. The prophet Isaiah, in the 59th chapter of the book of Isaiah. Now I'm going to start preaching, y'all. Isaiah, he wrote one time, he said, when the enemy comes in like a flood, in other words, when it just seems like everything's coming against you, could you imagine to see a tsunami coming at you, or to see a wall of water coming over you? Isaiah said, when the enemy, meaning not a quote unquote enemy metaphorically, that tsunami of bills that's coming towards you, you don't know how you're going to pay for, or that tsunami of a health crisis in your body that you're like, holy crap, is this going to kill me? He said that whenever that is that comes at you like a flood, he said the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord will raise up a standard. In other words, will take you and lift you up, set your feet up on dry land, let you make it through. You ain't got to be a conqueror. You ain't got to be, you just got to make it through some days. And some days you just got to make it through. So, so I made it through. So today was a good day. Yeah. uh, well, this person over here on TikTok says, "You're going to pay for my bills? The church has enough money. I've never got a penny from a church in 30 years. I don't know why you think I'm the church. Hell, the church thinks I'm a reprobate. I doubt very few churches will allow me to come in to sit on the back pew. So, good Lord, I don't know why you think I'd have money." So, um, that's funny. You just mentioned anything about the Bible there. People are like, well, you got all that money from the church, didn't you? You know, good heavens. Oh my goodness. I don't know, for whatever reason, that just kind of made my day. You know, somebody thinks I'm on here trying to squeeze a dime out of somebody. Um, Stephanie says, your church is the one I would go to. Hey, Angela Pitts. Good evening to you. Oh, my goodness. I just remembered who you are, Angela. You know, it takes me a minute. You know, I keep telling people it takes me a minute. Angela and her husband, just so sweet, come up during the campaign. Good to see you on here tonight. So anyway, y'all, Ava should be getting here shortly, bringing me a slice of something. Now, see, isn't that a good day? So what I spoke this morning about today is going to be victorious. It was victorious. You know, might not have been the way I wouldn't have wanted it to go, but having sat here, yeah, Heather said, "Hun, we don't go to church." Well, I go every Sunday. To some people call Metron a church. Former Bishop and Pastor Jim Swilly. I've been going every Sunday for 12 years. 12 years. I haven't been the last couple of weeks, and I'm not going this Sunday because I'm going into Jekyll. So I'm getting out of there for Darla said her day was rough. She had jury duty. Y'all, I know this is odd. Some of y'all probably won't appreciate this. I enjoy going to do jury duty. I know the last 3, 4, 5, 6 times I've went down there, they just kind of dismissed me or whatever. But I enjoy the process. I got put on a jury one time of a domestic abuse case between a man and a girl he dated, and I love jury duty, you know. So, but anyhow, let me get off of here. So just out of the blue, I'm gonna end with this right here. Yeah, you know they used to, Darla. They used to give you 25. I don't know why. I think they give you $25 a day for missing work, which is won't buy you lunch, won't pay for your parking. $30. It's $30 now, Darla says. So anyhow, I'll close with this evening, y'all. What are we doing? We are 29 minutes, almost 30 minutes, isn't it? And the prophet Isaiah said, when the enemy comes in like a flood, in the 59th chapter of the book of Isaiah, he said, the Spirit of the Lord, you have the Spirit of the Lord. And I'm gonna take you to a place, what I'm about to say, that's deeper than what you'll be told in organized religious churches. You are the Spirit of the Lord. You are. That is you. You are the Spirit of the Lord. Dwells in every fiber, every DNA of your being. Yes. The Spirit of the Lord, your consciousness, will raise up a standard, whatever you're going through, to help you get through it. You know, you can call that God, you can call it humanism, call it whatever you want. It don't matter what it's called. Just know that you're strong and powerful and courageous, and you can make it through anything, because you are the Spirit of the Lord. So anyhow, that's all I got, y'all. I enjoy these little evening things, though. I don't want to do it. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, people's going to get so sick of you. And nobody's forcing nobody to watch me. If I want to sit out here 7 nights a week for 2 hours and chit and chat, who cares? Ain't nobody got a gun on nobody. Go on to bed, turn on Netflix. But I do appreciate the I do appreciate this global community. Thank you there, Stephanie. I do appreciate, I feel connected. Like the Stephanie person over here on TikTok, I see her on my Facebook. I love her being on here. Um, the Darla, thank you for the rose. Uh, y'all, I have a video. Let me see right here. Angela Pitts on here. She came, her and her husband hung out with me during the campaign at the shop. I still remember that day. We giggled, we laughed, they left such an impression on me. I loved. I think if I'm mistaken, she and her husband drove up from Macon. They lived down around Macon, I believe, and I love this global connection. You know, of feeling a part of a community. And yeah, most of all my people, I know I have Trumpers on my page that love me, listen to me, comment. I know they're Trumpers. Um, uh, that's fine. That's fine with me because I'm not going to spare. They're not going to be spared any tongue lashings because y'all know how I write and how passionate I am about Trump. And his shenanigans. So, but anyway, I do love all this. I can feel it. Like earlier when I felt like, whoo, whoo, I feel it right now. I feel it. I feel it from y'all. And hey, Debbie, good evening to you. I was just signing off, but Ava's about to pull up with me a slice of something. I bet it's going to be delicious, y'all. I love y'all. See y'all. See y'all Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.